warm welcome to you wherever it is you are joining us from around the world. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwebike. Of course, we'll be starting off with our newspaper headlines today, and right after that, in a jiffy, would be our main conversation. Also, please do well to be part of what we do. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very honored to have with us right here in our studios Mr. Innocent Adeleke. He is a communicator and also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Innocent Adeleke.
Good morning, my pleasure to be here.
Thank you so very much for giving us your time. So let's start off today, ladies and gentlemen, with the first daily on our desk, and it's coming from the Punch newspaper. Big story, chaos, crisis in Lagos. DSS lawmakers bicker over daylight assembly invasion. Miranda refuses to resign. Obasa plot a return. And on the very top strip here, we have federal government plans for 2.3 trillion naira electricity subsidy in 2025, despite the fact that there's classism, of course, with the division. Some Nigerians are with the band A, others are with the band E. But despite that, the federal government is planning 2.3 trillion naira electricity subsidy. And on the bottom strip here, AU endorses Nigeria as AFCFTA digital trade champion. And also a controversial one here. We have a wanted tag to Portable. Controversial singer Portable declared wanted for assaulting Ogun official. Innocent Adeleke, let's look at this matter here. Osun mayhem. Ex-council chair, 6 others shot dead as Adeleke and Oyetola supporters at war. Speak to us on this particular matter, because it seemed to us like Oyetola is still very aggrieved with the fact that Osun State was taken away from him.
People should recognize that power is transient. You know, you step into power with all your glory, majesty. That also has an expiry date. And if we claim to be in a democracy where the change is determined at the ballot, and that has happened, whether court or whatever litigations has come and gone, each citizen should be amenable to the laws of the land. You know, sometimes I wonder if there are people bigger than political institutions. So political institutions like the judiciary, the executive, police system can recognize from that headline, Oyetola's supporters. Look at the number of mortalities. You know, you pick the person up.
You pick who up now? Is it the Oyetola that should be picked up?
Yes, and those supporters will be for his freedom. Those supporters will be brought out, and let it be that he sent them or not. Because if you are supporting me, and I am aggrieved with Mr. B, and you seem to be attacking Mr. B, that's proxy support. If there are any irreversible damages, I am liable. If I am not, I am liable by proxy. But you are the chief. You carry the chief liability. So all of these are common knowledge to the judiciary, common knowledge to the police, the security system. So I don't know why we have these kind of things lingering, and it looks like law enforcement is confused. I don't understand. There are police commissioners, one in Osogbo. So this is the challenge for them to do their job. The paper has not reported one action by the police. So are we just to read that this thing happened and then we go to sleep?
When you talk about one action for the police, let's not forget that the police are directly under the order of the governor, Adeleke himself, who is equally party to the trouble.
I think, allow me to correct you, the police are not under the...
Take orders, because...
they are not, sorry.
A governor is the chief security officer of his state.
That's nomenclature. That's nomenclature. The governor does not control any state army or state police. The police commissioner takes order from the Inspector General of Police, who operates within that National Police Commission space, and sits at the Federal Executive Council and takes order from the president. The governors in this country, 36 state governors, are parallel or auxiliary. They are coexisting. No governor gives direct order to a police commissioner and immediately he stands up and executes it. He will relay it with the Inspector General of Police.
To get the thumbs up?
Possibly a vetting, it's a hierarchy. So if we will be overlapping this topic into the policing system. If there's a global example, if you are in Florida and there are issues, the Miami people, wherever the police chief sits, they take over. If you are in, we saw the fire in California, authorities in San Francisco, authorities in Los Angeles, where the fire happened, police chiefs at their state capital, Sacramento, Hollywood, everywhere are the first port of call, directly under the police chief. So if you were in New York, the same thing will happen, whether it's Long Island or wherever you are. But here, if there is a beheading, a massacre in Ibadan, the Ibadan police chief will try his best to quell it, but will relay it to the Inspector General. So that unitary federal government we run has its ugly fingers here and there.
Innocent, this is a struggle for grassroots dominance. And pundits have come up to say that it is very possible that with what is happening to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his loss of support by most regions in Nigeria, he is really trying as much as he can to get what he knows he can get. That is, of course, the southwest of Nigeria, and it starts from the grassroots. Now, do you think the possible Oyetola's desire to ensure that the local government belongs to the APC could be working towards that particular trend of getting the grassroots and possibly getting the state, which of course benefits the president 2027? First
of all, we must admit, I stand to be corrected,
yes,
that in today's politics, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is heads and shoulders above any political opponent. He's brilliant. He has recruited an army of intellectuals. He's a political visionary. He is a strategist, dogged, a go-getter, somebody who makes things happen, you know. So, and all through the ages, right from the early 92 under IBB, he has been a senator. If you put that now, we are looking at nearly someone born in 1990 to today is a few years shy of 40, you know. So from those Nadeko days, President Tinubu has cut his teeth to where he is.
But that does not necessarily make him, symbolic when it comes to the desire as it stands today with the policies that he, of course, has brought forward.
You should know that two things. One, politics is not righteousness. And two, propaganda is embodied in politics. So the constituents, the electorates, the masses transparently decide via ballot who accents a specific electable seat. So the Oyetola strategy is germane, is okay. It is abnormal where it leads to this kind of reported chaos. There's nothing wrong in trying to, in defeat, in opposition, you are leveraging, making move, horse trading, all the political maneuverings, alignments to hold grassroots machinery and rise up from there. That's a big political strategy. So, Governor Adeleke of the PDP can see this, has a working team that can help him counter or perform to have a stranglehold and mass support, possibly either he may be eyeing a second tenure,
Okay.
or for him to be succeeded by his party man. The anomaly is in these killings. Is in these killings. And it puts Governor Adeleke at crossroads. He could wield the big stick, like you said, give the commissioner order to do what I suggested, which would also have His Excellency Oyetola among one of those to be incarcerated for questioning. But by that time, Governor Adeleke will be seen to be demonstrating political vendetta. And that's where the police was neutral, state-wise. Their primary function is to ensure peace, tranquil, law and order, no matter whose ox is God. If they fail, the innocent people of Osun are going to be killed serially, as we are seeing in the reports.
Yeah, that's very true and so unfortunate. But let's quickly go to the Vanguard newspaper for today. And still same story made it as the big story on the Vanguard newspaper. Osun local government crisis, 8 killed, scores injured as PDP, APC, a clash. And of course, on the top strip here, I won't stop praising Oti Wabara, tells the PDP. And our talking point for today, 19 killed in fresh herdsman attacks in Benue community. Innocent Aduluba, the unwritten reality happening in Benue is not what we see on most traditional and new media. I've had the opportunity of having investigative interviews with lots of people from Benue State, both in Benue State and Lagos, and the conclusion had always been there are no herdsmen killing anybody. It's more of a communal problem, especially between the Tiv and other communities and other tribal sect there. The thing about the Tiv wanting to be in charge at all times, be the governor at all times, that is what is fueling the problem in Benue State. Do you buy that drift?
Well, sadly, it is what is reported that we can run away with. I cannot sit here and draw lines along conjectures.
Yeah, because the reason I'm saying this is because I actually did the job. I had the opportunity of talking to people, right? Very deep talk with people. And this was what they came up with. Not just one, but several.
This is what I will say.
Yes.
This is 2025. Nigeria is not at war. We have people in IDP camps. Internally displaced persons. Some of these Benue people will soon join them. Do you understand? So my point is, whether President Goodluck Jonathan, whether President Muhammad Buhari, or President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what is the date for shutting down all IDP camps in Nigeria?
But that can only happen
and
when
people return to their community.
Very, very true. I totally agree with that. But that can only happen when there is participatory democracy. When everybody is taken out as one.
That's not the solution.
Not
the
when
solution is
ethnic group.
No,
okay,
the solution is
to have
transparent policing. There is nothing ethnic in having peace. Transparent policing. How you hear? I've watched on other channels where senators, former House Assembly members tell you that people come to their community, kill for hours. Tell you that after the chaos, you go back to your village, these invaders are building houses in let's use the word conquered communities, and they are being guarded by Nigerian security personnel. Predominant in this instance is in Plateau State. So, I don't know the title of what is going on.
In Benue?
In Benue.
Okay.
Take it from me. In Plateau. Take it from me. Southern Kaduna and wherever else. So, human beings who are being cut off from lands that are their ancestral legacy.
So, you're insinuating that this could be a state orchestrated thing?
I am saying plainly without insinuation,
Yes,
that our security personnel, the army, navy, police, air force, civil, whoever you are, secure lives in that local community. People who are far from cities are being butchered. You see gory pictures of infant heads, dismembered bodies. I don't want to care about which ethnic or whoever. There are people paid to ensure law and order. And ensure law and order in the remotest of communities. Otherwise, look, a state, hear me, is 5 things. A state refers to any place that has territory, which is land, with neighbors. That territory that is land has human beings, which is population. And the population are united for law and order under a government. That's a state. So, leave Benue or Edo or the Nigerian state is such state. Togo is such state. Cote d'Ivoire, Niger is such state. Now, within a state, which we call country in Nigeria, you now devolve authority. So, to aid the president at the center, you now have authority in Ogun State, Cross River State, Lagos State, Benue, Plateau, and all. So, within Benue, if there are places in Benue that has territory, which is land, that has people, which is population, but does not have law and order, those people are stateless, abandoned by the state they belong to. And people should be made to pay, to explain, to be called to order. Have we heard from the commissioner of police in that state? Have we heard from the senator representing that constituency? Have we heard from the governor who governs the entire state? Have we heard from the local government chairman in those places? Or we just read news headlines. People are killed, we hiss and sigh, we go to sleep, 2 weeks later, another one happens here. Is that it? So I don't want to, from where I began, run along conjectures.
okay.
I want people's lives to be secured. People who go about their businesses. The report says, is it at Kashimbia Road also, were returning from their farms. How is that an offense to be killed? How?
All right, we can go on and on and on that particular matter. Of course, it's a developing story, and we hope that before the end of the day or before the end of the week, we'll definitely, have some insights on some of them. I wish we would go on and on, but we just have to leave it at that because of the limited time we have. Thank you so very much, Innocent Adeleke.
My pleasure.
For being here. So just to let you know that Innocent would be here to take us on our main conversation. Also would be joined Alexa Wilkers also will be here virtually. That is when we return. DSS storms chambers of lawmakers defy entry ban. That is in a bit. Enterprise Morning it is. Please don't go anywhere.